Hey folks, welcome to verifiedinvesting.com. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Now in today's video, we're going to deep dive into the market action. What's going to happen? Is the market about to break major support and head much lower? Are there opportunities? I say yes, both on the long side, some great bounce opportunities here, as well as some charts that look like they're on the verge of a major breakdown. I will cover it all here and give you some major alpha. Let's get right into it. All right, so what we're going to do here is take a look at the chart here on the S&P 500. S&P 500 opened the day down slightly. It has now turned to the slight green side. Now, overall, we still have a head and shoulders pattern that's below major resistance now. It was once support over here, and we can clearly see, and I'll go through this first. So here you have your trend line going back to April, and we can see that big extension move all the way up. Then it hits just like a ball, bounces smaller and smaller and smaller until it breaks down, retraces. All right, so we know we've broken support. We were capped up here at this longer term parallel that goes back to the bull market of 2021 and marks off all the lows along the way perfectly. So we know this was resistance up here. Notice it hit right here, never even got back to it before it broke down. So the market has broken down. That's not in question here. The question is, are we on the verge of a major breakdown in the S&P? And to do this, what we want to do is we want to take a tool known as the head and shoulder tool right here. And I want to show you this pattern formation. This is a very, very important pattern formation. What we have is a shoulder here. We have the head, okay? And we have the shoulder, okay? Now, to trigger this pattern, right? To trigger this head and shoulder pattern, we must break this 6,800 level on a daily closing basis. We haven't done that today. Today we breached it, but look, we rallied back up and we're still holding it. So right off the bat, what does that tell me as a technician using probability to make assessment? It tells me that the markets are close to a breakdown, but they haven't broken the next level. Now, listen, on the bigger time frame, is it still below this? Yes. So the bigger time frame, and this is important, folks, we have to look at time frames. You have the micro pattern, which is the near-term pattern. That would be this head and shoulders, and we haven't broken the next leg to the downside yet. Then the bigger macro pattern is the fact that we broke this longer-term trend line from the April lows, and we're still stuck in this parallel, which has now capped the upside. So the bigger macro pattern is strongly bearish. The short-term pattern is neutral until we break the neckline, maybe even neutral to positive until we break the neckline, and then the next leg to the downside comes. Time frame is very, very important, guys. Okay. So again, that's really, really important here. We're watching this level right here. Again, a daily close basically below 6,800 triggers that next level to the downside. Now, one thing of interest I want to point out here is on the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield was down sharply, right? And what we could see here is it's rallied back today. And here's the daily chart of the 10-year yield, the interest rate on the 10-year. And we could see that we're rallying up. And notice how the S&P candle is identical to this. Now, most people, this would be shocking to, because wait a minute, I thought lower interest rates were good for the stock market. Not when it's associated with fear of a recession and a slowing economy. If it's associated with a solid economy, but the Fed is just lowering rates back to a neutral stance, then that's bullish, right? It's strong economy, lower rates. If it's lower rates because the economy is falling apart, that's not good. And so when you see yields bouncing, that's actually now the algorithms are pointed to buy that. They buy the S&P 500 when yields are now or interest rates going up. And you can just see it very clearly here. I mean, look at where the stock market was the last few days last week. We were falling with yields. Now we're bouncing on yields. And if we go to the S&P 500 here and we bring this up, look, we're bouncing to the upside today. So you can see this kind of correlation is positive on yields, up on the market. And that, again, is very key to understand. It's institutional level understanding here that, again, the market is now worried about yields going down or rates going down because the economy might be weakening. So any sort of strength in the 10-year yield or in yields interest rates is a bullish sign because it's good for it's telling us that the economy may be better than expected. All right, so that's number one. Next, we have to go take a look at the Nasdaq composite here real quick. The Nasdaq composite tagged a major gap fill today. I did buy Microsoft, so I talked to you guys. I was going to give you some good alpha here in terms of opportunities. That's number one. I bought Microsoft today, and I'm going to show you the chart. But going back to the Nasdaq, we've come down significantly. We tagged this gap fill. Do I think this is a long-term bounce opportunity for a big move up? No. Do I think that the Nasdaq could get a few up days? Yeah, I actually think we could rally back to about 23,000 on the Nasdaq, which would be another 400 or 500 points to the upside. I also think that names like Microsoft, take a look at this, guys. Microsoft is into such epic multi-factor support here that you have to think this is due for a bigger bounce. So number one, Microsoft is a great company. We know that. It's a very solid company. It's also a stock that is now down from its all-time highs right over here. It is down almost 30%. And so the idea here is you can see we came down into this first level. We bounced. We're retracing. We should bounce up. And I have it factored in that I'm expecting a bounce back to about 443 right here. This low, this high. That would be the minimum. Maybe we fill the gap at some point. I mean, this was the gap from earnings, but in the very least, we should head up to about 443 on Microsoft. So with smart money stocks and ETFs in the live portfolio that I have for members now, where they can literally see my exact share size of investing, how much I put in, my shares, the exact entry price, and it moves, the P&L literally moves in real time. They have full access, and they obviously know my exact entry on this. And I just picked it up today on the chart. So that's one of my favorite plays here. Another one I'm keeping a very close eye on. I continue to think Oracle is due for a bounce. Number one, major technical support right here, right? So great long-term trend line of support. We came cratering into it. But look at this pattern. What type of pattern is this, guys? I know if you followed me at all for the last even month or so, you know what's a move down like this, a move up, and then look at what type of pattern is this? A little cup and handle pattern, or a little V bottom or bull flag, right? So here's your cup and here's your pattern, handle pattern. This is a bullish pattern of consolidation on the chart of Oracle. And so for me, at least, this is a chart that I really do think has significant upside. Now, listen, I guess significance in the eye of the beholder. For me, I'm looking for a move back to about, let's say, 175 to 180, somewhere in this vicinity. So again, that's a little over 10% from current levels, which is pretty solid. For some people, maybe that's not a lot, but for a swing trader, and I expect this move to happen in the next week or two, a 10% return. I mean, you're not going anywhere and getting a 10% return in a couple of weeks. Now, could I be wrong? Sure. If I'm wrong, how do I know? Well, any sort of breach and confirmation below this line, that's the easy exit. So again, very easy to tell. And again, you can monitor that position. Now, on the other side, I told you guys about a pattern formation that I do not like, that I think is on the verge of a bigger breakdown here. And you can see it's already annotated out here. And so, listen, in every market, there's winners and losers, right? You have the memory chip stocks that have been so hot, and then you have the software stocks that have gotten crushed. So winners and losers, money flow. Essentially, silver was the hottest thing. Now it's rotating back to something else, right? I mean, so there's always some place where there's money going versus some place money's being pulled out. Now, we've seen JP Morgan and the banks hold up ridiculously well, but as the economy weakens a little bit here, it's my belief that the default rate is going to start to spook investors, and we're going to see lower interest rates be a negative for bank stocks. And so again, what we see is this chart has a beautiful trend line right here. We're getting the bounce I'm expecting. So you can see a little couple day bounce here, a little bit of a move up. And then I expect this trend line to break. And you actually have a head and shoulder pattern here as well. Look at this, guys. Look at this beautiful head and shoulder pattern right here on JP Morgan. And ultimately, if and when this breaks, you can do a measurement. And you can see you take the high of the head, you drop a plumb line right down, and then you bring it over to wherever it breaks. and there's your target. Basically 255, 256. That would be your downside calculated target on your head and shoulders bearish formation. Now, again, the trend line's even more powerful because it goes back so far, but this is a great chart setup for an eventual rollover and breakdown on JPM. So I think, again, in the near term, look for the bank stocks to get weaker while the software stocks catch a bid. But I will say this, and this is what I'll end on, folks, is that the charts overall in the macro, so we're talking big over the next 6 months, they are still ridiculously bearish. So while we expect a bounce here on the software stocks, the Microsofts, maybe the Oracles, the charts are actually pretty good. Please be aware that that's a short-term bounce, 5, 10, 15% on those plays. And Microsoft, obviously, less it's a bigger company than Oracle. But then the bigger macro move takes over, and this market is going down. I'm still convinced we will be down 20% from the all-time highs at some point this year. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I try to bring my A game. I appreciate you sharing this with anyone else you think might be interested. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.